This is the new Ashes of Creation reveal. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Hey, what up, boys? Finally, I can make some relevant content again because the
Imagine
Ashes
that.
of Creation livestream is upon us. And damn, son, this month was amazing. Listen, I know I say that every month, but it's kind of my job, so take these and roll with it.
Copium
Because this
crystals?
month, although we didn't get the character creator, we instead got a beautiful...
I don't think they're going to have the character creator until like probably the last beta of the game. Because the odds are they're probably adding more and more customization options to the character creator, and it's something that's going to evolve a little bit more. That's kind of what I'm expecting.
Beautiful female specimen that I'm excited to showcase for you today.
This volume's good, right?
Respectfully, of course. But before we get into that, grab yourself a Coca-Cola because you're about to be injected with your monthly dose of copium, and we both know that you're gonna love it. Now, with all that bollocks out of the way, let's begin, shall we? So the live stream started off with the usual reminders and updates that we'll gloss over
Valheim
because,
music.
let's be honest, nobody
This
really
looks
cares
good.
about it unless they're $5,000 deep into supporting this MMO. Which isn't me, goddammit. I know I'm the harbinger of copium, but I would never sample my own product. But this segment of the live stream was actually rather exciting as we were greeted by a new face. Intrepid's
I haven't seen
executive
that guy.
producer,
Brian
Langford, celebrating his 3-year anniversary, so it was great to see a new face during the stream. His appearance was also great foreshadowing for a brand new segment that we'll discuss in a moment. Steven then began his usual studio update right off the bat, and instead of listing off everything Steven said in relation to Alpha 2, I will instead just ensure you guys that everything is coming along swimmingly and all the teams related to character, environment, and system designs are making considerable progress, and the game most certainly isn't in a stalling phase with minimal content reveals. Unfortunately, there is no studio tour quite yet, which means...
The thing is, a lot of people, like, whenever Ashes of Creation first got announced and first got a lot of attention online, like, everybody was, like, thinking this is, like, the best game that's ever gonna happen, and after this game comes out, that's gonna be it. We're never gonna play another game ever again. And then I feel like just because... after the alpha came out and the alpha wasn't like super in depth, that it was just a technical alpha, a lot of people got really negative about the game. And I think that's kind of turning around now again, where people are once again what I believe to be like thinking about this rationally, which is they are cautiously optimistic. I think the biggest issue with Ashes of Creation is the fact that the scope of the game is so large that a lot of people feel like it's never going to get released. That's what I've heard a lot of people say, and I would say that is a pretty fair concern. All things considered, that is a pretty fair concern. Yeah, Star says,
no studio-specific updates, but we instead got a fairly wholesome introduction to Brian Langford and his team's role within Intrepid. But I won't really elaborate on the details as it's not really appropriate for today's breakdown. But the TLDR is that they help keep everything running smoothly between the teams and are basically the lifeblood of Intrepid Studios. You know, aside from Steven's wallet. I have, of course, linked the livestream VOD in the description below if you really want to learn about the details of Brian and his team's role.
I'll take your word for it.
Onto the design segment discussing, oh, wait for it,
Mr.
Yes,
Cat.
that's right, you guessed it, mounts. Oh shit, man, why are you gonna do this to me? I just got off this stuff last month.
Wait, mounts? Oh shit.
Technically, it wasn't specifically about mounts, to be honest.
You get a rhinoceros?
More about the animal husband.
There's like a half rhinoceros, half triceratops. That shit's badass. Oh my god. That's cool as fuck.
Husbandry, artisan skill, and all the intricate mechanics involved with it. You see, it's quite unlike anything we've seen.
Bro, why is this? Dude, this looks like something straight out of New World. Like, guaranteed this could be a boss in Genesis. 100% this could be a boss in Genesis. That turtle is badass.
within the MMO genre and offers a far more hands-on approach to all things
little
related
butterflies
to creatures
flying
in the
around
world
it and
of
everything.
Vera.
I love
it
it.
expands into 4 specializations,
tortoise?
of which
Yeah,
you can
whatever.
only master one: mounts,
No way
pets,
you can ride that.
livestock, and beasts of
No
burden.
fucking
This
way.
alone makes
That's
animal
way too
husbandry
big.
very complex, and you may think to yourself, well, isn't this going to be far more complicated than all the other artisan skills, making the rest of the artisan system as a whole fairly shallow in comparison?
I
And
could see that.
yeah, you'd be right to ask such a based question, and this was in fact answered during the live stream. And the answer was, as expected, that's what testing is for. To elaborate on how the animal husbandry system functions, Steven explained that these mounts and pets will all have a stat pool that is determined by their biome, and mixing and matching the biomes from creatures you tame across the world is a key component in not only obtaining the abilities you specifically want your creatures to have, but also to breed the right stats. It's very full.
So you can breed the animals and turn them into different animals like Pokemon? Holy shit, that's crazy. So it's like chocobo racing almost. How you get like the 2 chocobos, you breed them together and they have like different stats.
On and doesn't stop at just the taming and breeding
God
part.
damn.
The main bulk of animal husbandry happens when raising your newborn creature by performing activities such as test rides, feeding, training, and no doubt a bunch of other unique mini-games that help determine which stats and abilities your creature focuses on when it reaches adulthood. It sounds
I feel like one thing that this game definitely has to worry about is the idea that a lot of people are not going to want to interface with a bunch of systems. And the way Lost Ark does it is actually really good because like you don't really need to interface with the with the card system or with a lot of these other in-game systems because you just get some of them on your own and you don't need to worry about getting the most best in slot 1 if you're just a casual player. If you're just a casual player, you don't need to worry about that much stuff. You just get your gear and slowly progress it. So I think that one issue that Ashes of Creation needs to make sure that they don't run into is that they don't make a bunch of systems that are pseudo-mandatory to be able to play the game and enjoy it. Like the game should be enjoyable on like a surface level without having to engage in a lot of these deep systems. You see what I'm saying? Casuals? Yeah, exactly, right? And like for casual players, it's really important that you retain those casual players. And like, so yeah, the systems have to be, I think Final Fantasy is the best MMO for this, right? Unironically, Final Fantasy is number 1. Like, Tower of the Damned, or not Tower of the Damned, fucking Palace of the Damned. Or the Palace of the Dead. I got it originally, or eventually. Palace of the Dead, completely fucking optional. Heaven on High, as far as I know, it's the same thing as Palace of the Dead, completely fucking optional. Chocobo Racing, completely fucking optional. Chocobo Barding, completely fucking optional. All of the like customization aspects of the game, while having combat advantages is good, it's important that those combat advantages are not seen as mandatory.
Unique, and if you've only ever known mounts from
Bosch
games
is
like
another one.
World
Eureka.
of Warcraft or
Yeah.
Final Fantasy XIV, you're in for a huge surprise for Ashes because it feels like they're going for a more Black Desert Online mixed with arcade feel to the creatures in this world. And
Well, that makes a lot of sense because Steven was a huge guy for Arcade. I never played Arcade. I'm actually very sad that I missed out on Arcade. From everything that I heard about Arcade, I thought it was just like really cool, and I actually don't know why I didn't play it. But I wish I did.
You're probably on the edge of your seat, waiting to
Lineage
hear
as
more
well?
about a
No,
system
he also
that doesn't
played
exist
Arcade.
yet. But
He
I've
got mad
explained
at
the
them.
whole artisan system,
they were, like,
including
doing
animal
bullshit.
husbandry, in my Ashes of
I know he did
Creation
Lineage too.
artisan playlist that I've linked to you up here in the top corner. Hey, come on, the channel's slowly dying over here. They've given me another month's worth of mounts to work with. You gotta cut me some slack somewhere. Before moving on to the good stuff, during this segment, we did get a cheeky tease of a biome we've not seen in-game before
What's
in the background
this?
of one of these clips. The volcano biome that was shown in concept a couple of months ago.
That's
So it's
cool.
nice to finally see that get implemented
Yeah, it's
in-game
badass.
alongside these giant roaming jungle beasts that were revealed many, many months ago. And now
Okay.
it's time for the real content. We got a few amazing concept
real
reveals today,
content?
starting with a new biome, the Riverlands, which I actually found quite interesting because I was under the impression...
Damn, bro, that looks fucking awesome. Oh my god. But, dude, like, I wonder how long it's going to take for games to look like that, man. Like, oh my god, that looks amazing. I love it. Reminds me of Oblivion? Yeah, I think that's concept art, right? Yes, it's concept art. The game's not really going to look like that. And if it does, you can't afford to run it, so it doesn't matter. You know, either way, you won't be able to play it.
This biome
I won't be
already
able to play it either.
existed during Alpha 1. Sadly, my question about this was ignored, so I guess I'm not famous enough yet to be recognized in chat. I'll be showing you the footage of my biome tour whilst rotating through these concept pieces, and it actually makes me think that maybe what we got during Alpha 1 wasn't the Riverlands at all. And all these biomes that I
probably
thought
just
were
assets that they were
already
using.
done and dusted, signed off by the big boss man, are all due for a much needed second pass. We obviously knew that the size of this Riverlands in Alpha 1 was...
I think that one of the biggest, like, challenges for Ashes of Creation to overcome is because they're going for a realistic feel. It's two things. Number one, it's making sure that the graphics don't look dated by the time the game gets released, because that's just what happens, right? If you start developing a game now, it gets released in 2 years, well, then the graphics development is from 2 years ago. And that's number one. And number two, to make sure that Ashes of Creation has a distinct feel. That Ashes of Creation has like a distinct visual style to it, that if you see something in game, you know that's from Ashes of Creation. It's the same thing like if you see a mount from Final Fantasy or you see stuff in Final Fantasy, you can pretty much guess exactly what game it's from immediately. And I think World of Warcraft is the best example for this, because WoW is amazing at making sure that people understand the style of the game. Yeah, it cannot look generic. And that's one of their biggest challenges to overcome, artistic-wise.
Far too small for Alpha 2, so I knew it was going to get reworked anyway, but it's a relief to see that they're rebuilding this initial concept from the ground up using the new Unreal Engine 5 as a base.
Yeah,
Following
that's
this,
great.
we got the first iterations of the Pi-Ray and Ren-Kai architecture.
Like this,
Following
obviously,
we got the
right
first
here,
iterations
let me
of...
pause this. This right here seems like, I'm pretty sure this is an in-game asset. Like, this could be, like, rendered, but, like, I'm pretty sure this is close to an in-game asset. This is really, really nice. Like, I want to let you guys know, like, I am super excited for this game. Like, I cannot wait to play this fucking game. I love this fucking game, and I can't really say, do I love it? It's not even out yet. I don't know. But... it's like, you know, parents can love an unborn child. I can love an unreleased game, all right? It's totally fucking fine. That being said, I will wait till it actually comes out.
The Pi-Ray and Ren-Kai architecture. We'll start with the Ren-Kai first, because their concept is much further along, reflecting the usual intrepid art style. As you can see, Ren-Kai have very traditional,
really
orc-like
nice.
rustic buildings. Using hide and bone to piece together their aesthetic really suits the
Hunter-gatherer
environment that they're based
culture.
in, which is the swamp biome. Yet to be revealed fully,
First
but
age
still
and,
exists in the same stage as the
Age of
Riverlands
Empires.
existed during Alpha 1. We just didn't have access to it. They moved on to some more concept updates, showing a few Kalar caravans and flank concepts. And I, of course, wouldn't miss out the all-important Moss concept.
Link the video? Yeah, of course.
God, they showed us that. And now that I've set your expectations sky high, it's time...
Somebody said, are they ever going to talk about the systems? I get tired of seeing new assets every month. The thing is, the systems are probably... Here's really the truth, is that it doesn't matter how good of a game designer you are. The way that you have to get the systems to work is you have to get them in players' hands and watch what happens. Because, like, for example, this is what I said before, is like with Elden Ring. I think that a lot of players, what they did is they went directly to Margaret and they got fucking destroyed, and I think a lot of people quit the game because of that. And I think that Elden Ring probably could have been designed a little bit differently. I know that might upset some people, but I think that if it was designed a little bit differently to, like, get people to go out in the world and explore a little bit more before they go right into that first fucking boss and then just get their shit pushed in and demoralized and they quit, I think that would have been a better experience for the casual average player. And I'm saying again, obviously everybody here has done a no-hit run of all 3 Dark Souls games, right? Everybody in chat has done that before, right? So we all know that we beat the boss on our first try. However, there's a lot of people out there that aren't that good. And I feel like you're designing a game for them too. So yeah, I think the systems are, I think the big reason why they're showing assets is because assets are visually, they are visually appealing, and also because the systems themselves are very interconnected. So like, for example, there would be some systems that might not make sense to you unless you had context from the other systems.
To send you to the moon and move on to the final race reveal planned for Alpha 2's launch. Just how the Vec and Ren Kai are vastly different, Intrepid didn't disappoint with the Pyre and Empyrean differences because they look beautifully unique. We'll start with their very early concept art first, as it helps set the tone for this race. Being very one with nature, you can see the architecture is almost like they've grown these buildings from seeds, cultivating the shape using druidic magic, which is reflected in their physical appearance. The idea behind these are to be very in tune with nature and featuring a lot of nature.
I think that looks really good. That's interesting. What do you guys think about that? Yeah, what do you guys think about that image right there? 3 ads? Yeah, I legitimately, I went to change something on the stream info, and I accidentally hit the ad button. I'm sorry, guys. I accidentally hit it, my bad.
Based aesthetics,
yeah, I think it looks good.
Specifically with their antlers. Steven did reveal that the antlers are a key part of the Pyre, and although having a nature-based race is rare, it's not entirely unheard of, as Guild Wars 2's Sylvari are very similar to these in terms of aesthetics. But that's by the by and would confuse you, my dear viewer, so let's pretend I didn't say that. We didn't just receive the concept for this race either. We also got a rough 3D model of this beauty, ready to be hooked up to the character creator when that eventually comes. Following the Pyre, we got the updated male and female Kalar models.
I think that looks good.
Teased last month, and well, you know, it's a human.
That's pretty good. What do you guys think about that? Yeah, what do you guys think about that right there? I see, like, to me, I think it looks good. Like, that actually, the face looks fine. Obviously, and this is always a problem with any of these types of renders, is that you always do run into, like, a certain degree of uncanny valley that people feel, where it looks human but not at the same time, and it's kind of off-putting. But I think it looks fine. Like, I think this is, this is good. Especially for an MMO, this is good.
What else can I say, really? These two don't really compare to what was shown next, with a follow-up to the Ren Kai models adjusted due to feedback. Steven also dropped an interesting tease about this race being related to dragons, and
maybe something people can theorize about or chat about if the Ren Kai or their parent race, had some history with a dragon at some point.
Oh, well.
So we got dragon fuckers. That's great. I feel like this works really well because it's the same as like ogres and in WoW, I think are like somehow descended from like those rock monsters like Tectus. So I really like the I like in games where they have like an evolutionary line that exists inside of the game. I just feel like it creates a lot of depth and it creates a lot of scope of the world. I like it a lot.
The Kaivek had some history with a dragon at some point.
Oh, well, if you insist, Steven, I'll get right on that. I'm desperate for content anyway.
Yeah, look that up with safe
search off. They finished up the live stream with a couple of cosmetics, starting with the Majesty set. Both the body and full dress versions, which of course look very traditional and not something we see very often in an MMO due to its shape. I'll be interested to see how this set looks on an actual in-game model, running around and jumping.
Yeah,
Next, they showed a set quite the opposite, with a first model...
Wait, what the fuck is that? Holy shit! He's got a giant... Is that mushroom supposed to be there? The toad? Yeah, Mushroom Man. Oh my god. That's
parts
cool.
of one of their more unique cosmetics, the Muscarian Marshals set from April 2021. Lastly, they showed off another mount, but who cares about that, am I right?
Hey, no, wait.
2021. Lastly, they showed off another...
Alright, so that is a cool looking mount. We'll definitely get this one here for sure. Okay, for fucking sure, man. That's a long boy. He's a bit of a long boy. You're right about that. You could have 2 saddles on him even. But yeah, I feel like a lot of this kind of stuff, like especially like the character models and all that, one thing that I noticed with Ashes of Creation is the fact that it didn't lag whenever there were a lot of people in the world. That to me was a really big deal. Because the fact is, a lot of these games, they just lag the fuck out whenever there's a bunch of people around. It happened a lot in New World, and it also happened a lot in WoW. I mean, WoW is, like, terrible with this. Like, I've had, at this point now, I've had lag spikes in a normal battleground. Like, not an epic battleground, but I just mean like a 15 versus 15 battleground where everybody is fighting. I have had lag happen even there. It's sad.
Mount, but who cares about that, am I right? And that's pretty much everything from this month's live stream, and as promised, it was 100% worth your time and definitely not just crumbs of copium to stall out development to sell more cosmetic packs. Remember to like the video and subscribe, as it helps this channel not fall into the inevitable void that it is heading towards. And hey, I added a Patreon down in the description below if you guys want to support me through that, because, you know, channel's dead.
But Narc, Ashes of Creation is dead, and I stopped caring about it months ago.
Yeah, I hear a lot of that.
Say, listen, kid, I know you only have the attention span of a 5-year-old, but unfortunately, we just cannot let go because we're high on copium.
Okay. Let's go ahead. I'm going to link this video real quick. Give me a second. Let me go ahead and shoot this over on here. All right, there you go. This guy's pretty funny. I would recommend you guys subscribe. If you care about Ashes of Creation, etc., this guy's a pretty good resource. And yeah, we watched a lot of his videos before. I think they're funny. Yeah, that's basically it. Literally watch. Yeah, I think it's good, man. It's great. What do you guys think? Are you guys still excited about Ashes of Creation? Are you looking forward to it or what? Yeah, where are we at? What do you guys think? Like, to me, like, yeah, I'm really excited for it. Like, I really am. I'm really hoping that this game is going to be fun. Now, obviously, it could suck dick, and I've said this many times before, and the dick-sucking potential is absolutely there. However, there is also a potential for no dick-sucking, and that could be pretty cool, or at least minimal dick-sucking. And it can take as long as it wants because I'll play Lost Ark until it comes out. Yeah, and this is the way that I look at it. It's like, I mean, the game is going to come out when it comes out. Like, I do feel like one big problem, and this is what happened with Diablo 3, is Diablo 3 was in development for so long that by the time it came out, the graphics were garbage. And the game was just, like, so outdated and, like, disjunct because there was a bunch of, there was so much time that had been between decisions that I just felt like it turned to shit. And this is what I don't want to have happen to Ashes of Creation. So I hope that it comes out, or a beta for it or something like that comes out this year. Like, I think we should hopefully get a beta for the game this year. Obviously, that might not happen. But that's what I really fucking hope for, man. Graphics won't be bad, though. It's Unreal 5. It can always be updated. Yeah, and I actually, whenever Ashes of Creation updated their engine to Unreal 5, my confidence in the game doubled. Because, like, before they had that, before they had any engine upgrade or anything like that, then it was like, yeah, you know, this game will come out, but the graphics are not, like, amazing or crazy or anything like that, right? But they're okay. But now it's looking a whole lot better. And I really like the last showcase that they did with Unreal Engine 5. I was glad I actually got a chance to watch that in real time. And, like, yeah, as I said before, like, look at Lost Ark. Lost Ark is still doing really, really well, right? And this is even in the context of Elden Ring being released. And, like, I can guarantee you a lot of people are probably not playing Lost Ark right now because they're playing Elden Ring. Like, Lost Ark still is holding 800,000 people, and it could get up even higher than that. That is an incredibly high amount of people that are playing Lost Ark and watching Lost Ark. Downtrend? Oh, yeah, you're going to see a downtrend for Lost Ark for probably 2 more months. because people are going to play the game and they're going to, you know, just like eventually drop off. That's the same with every game, is that it'll go up and down based off of when content gets released. That's the way it goes. It makes perfect sense, man. And Elden Ring's so boring. Do you guys think Elden Ring is boring? Yeah, I'm actually curious. Give me your honest opinion. Honest opinion. Do you guys think Elden Ring is boring? Sorry, just had to do a little bit of coke. I mean, blow my nose. And yeah, we're good now. Sorry about that. And great to play, not that good to watch. Yeah, I think there's a lot of games like that. Open world games do definitely have that problem with like not really being super watchable. But I'm gonna still finish Elden Ring on stream because I just want to, and I know that a lot of my viewers want to see that. And I think it's just been really fun to do. Bosses don't seem challenging. I think that's the reason why you think bosses don't seem challenging is because you're watching people who are very good at the game play the game.